You copied the Flurry Rogue guide perfectly, or so you think. But your cooldowns won't reset, you're running out of energy, and you're getting destroyed in content this build should dominate. Sound familiar? We're reviewing a viewer's build today, and spoiler alert, there are 5 critical mistakes most players don't even know they're making. Let's fix this. Welcome to Build Roast, a new series where we take viewer builds, analyze what's going wrong, and fix them on camera. This isn't about shaming anyone, we've all been there. You follow a guide, you think you did everything right, but something's still broken. That's what we're solving today. If you want your build reviewed in a future episode, drop a comment with your class, your main issue, and what content you're struggling with. We'll pick one every few videos and go through it step by step. Now, let's meet today's patient. Meet the viewer. The problem. Today's build comes from one of our community members playing Flurry Rogue. Here's the issue in their own words. My skill cooldowns won't reset. My ultimate barely comes back. I'm dying way more than I should, and I don't understand why. They're following the max roll Flurry Rogue guide. On paper, everything looks right, but when you dig into the details, there are 5 major problems killing this build's performance. Let's go through their recording and break down exactly what's wrong. Build showcase. What we're working with? All right, here's the full build. We're looking at their gear, their aspects, their tempers, their paragon, everything. At first glance, it looks functional. Flurry setup, Dark Shroud for defense, the core structure is there. But watch what happens when they try to use their ultimate. It's not resetting. Energy is draining too fast. Dark Shroud stacks are falling off. The build feels clunky. Now let's break down why. I'm counting 5 critical mistakes here. Some are small, some are absolutely killing your damage and survivability. Let's go through them one by one. Problem breakdown. The 5 major mistakes. Mistake number 1, wrong tempers on rings. You're using Dark Shroud cooldown reduction on your ring tempers. That's incorrect for this build. The correct temper is damage per Dark Shroud stack. Here's why this matters. Flurry Rogue scales massively with Dark Shroud stacks. Every stack you have active multiplies your damage output. The whole build is designed around maintaining maximum Dark Shroud stacks and converting those stacks into raw damage. When you use damage per Dark Shroud stack tempers on both rings, you're getting multiplicative damage scaling that makes every Flurry cast hit significantly harder. This is one of the biggest damage multipliers available to this build. Cooldown reduction sounds good on paper, but Dark Shroud uptime isn't the issue if your build is set up correctly. The issue is converting those stacks into damage. That's what the correct temper does. This is mistake number 1. Your rings need damage per Dark Shroud stack. Change this immediately and you'll see a noticeable damage increase. Mistake number 2, missing Shroud of False Death. You don't have Shroud of False Death equipped. This is a non-negotiable piece for Flurry Rogue. Why? Resource generation. Flurry Rogue is energy hungry. You're spamming Flurry constantly, which drains energy fast. Shroud of False Death provides critical resource generation that keeps your energy pool full. Without it, you're running dry mid-combat, which means you can't cast, which means your ultimate won't reset because you're not generating enough resources to proc the reset mechanic. This single missing piece is probably the biggest reason your cooldowns aren't resetting. Get Shroud of False Death. It's essential. Mistake number 3, using Banished Lord's Talisman instead of Death Mask. You have Banished Lord's Talisman equipped. For this build, that's wrong. You need Death Mask Chaos Armor instead. Banished Lords is great for certain builds, but not this one. Death Mask provides better synergy with Flurry Rogue's mechanics, especially around ultimate reset and resource management. Swap it. Hunt for Death Mask, and your build will start feeling way smoother. Mistake number 4, wrong runes. Your rune setup is incorrect. You need to be using Kirthul runes for this build. Runes might seem like a small detail, but they matter. The correct rune combination provides significant utility for Flurry Rogue. Kirthul invokes Mystical Frost Nova after every 5 skills cast, which applies freeze and vulnerable to enemies. This is huge for Flurry Rogue. Vulnerable increases your damage output significantly, and the crowd control from freeze gives you breathing room during dense pulls. This synergizes perfectly with your burst windows and helps you kill enemies faster, which improves resource generation and ultimate reset consistency. Fix your runes. It's a quick change that makes a noticeable difference. Mistake number 5, Ring of Starless Skies over Legendary with Vehement Brawler. You're using Ring of Starless Skies. For most builds, that's a top-tier choice. But for Flurry Rogue, you need a Legendary Ring with Vehement Brawler aspect instead. Here's the issue. Ring of Starless Skies doesn't provide the aspect you need for this build's damage scaling. Vehement Brawler increases your damage by 30% for 8 seconds after casting an ultimate skill. Plus, it gives you 2 additional ultimate skill ranks. Since this build focuses on resetting your ultimate constantly, you're casting it frequently throughout combat. That means you're getting near permanent uptime on that 30% damage boost. The extra ultimate skill ranks also make your ultimate more powerful when it does cast. This is a massive damage multiplier that directly synergizes with the build's core mechanic. Swap to a legendary ring with Vehement Brawler and your damage output will jump significantly. Bonus issue, Amulet stat. One more thing, your amulet has maximum life as a stat. That needs to be Frigid Finesse passive instead. Maximum life is okay, but Frigid Finesse gives you way more value for this build. It boosts your damage and helps with your ultimate reset consistency. Get an amulet with Frigid Finesse and you'll see immediate improvement. Alright, quick time out. If you're learning something here and want to see more Build Roast episodes, smash that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment if you want your build reviewed next. Now let's talk about why these fixes actually matter. Why it matters. The mechanics explained. So we've identified 5 major mistakes, but let's talk about why fixing them solves your cooldown reset problem. This is important. Understanding the mechanics helps you avoid these issues in the future. The cooldown reset problem. Flurry Rogue's ultimate reset mechanic depends on one critical factor: resource generation. If your resource generation falls below the threshold, your ultimate won't reset consistently. Let's break that down. Resource generation. Your ultimate resets when you generate enough resources during combat. If you're not generating resources fast enough, the reset doesn't happen. Shroud of False Death is the main source of resource generation for this build. Without it, you're starving for energy, which means no resets. Additionally, having the correct damage per Dark Shroud stack tempers helps you kill enemies faster, which generates more resources through various procs. When fights drag on because your damage is low, you run out of energy before the ultimate reset can trigger. The compounding effect. Here's the thing. Each mistake you made compounds the others. Wrong tempers mean your damage is lower, which means fights last longer. No Shroud of False Death means energy generation is weak. Missing Vehement Brawler means your damage output drops even further. It all snowballs. When you fix all 5 mistakes together, the build transforms. Your energy stays topped off. Dark Shroud stacks translate into massive damage. Your ultimate resets on cooldown like it's supposed to. That's when Flurry Rogue feels unstoppable. The fix checklist. What you need to do. Let me give you the actionable checklist. Here's exactly what you need to change. Priority 1. Get Shroud of False Death. This is your most important fix. Farm Hell Tides, run Infernal Hordes, do whatever it takes to get this chest piece. Without it, nothing else matters. This single piece solves your resource generation problem. Priority 2. Swap Ring Tempers. Reroll your Ring Tempers to damage per Dark Shroud stack. This is your biggest damage multiplier and helps you kill faster, which generates more resources. Priority 3. Replace Banished Lords with Death Mask Hunt for Death Mask Chaos Armor. This is a Chaos Armor piece, so use the reputation farming method. Open Greater Infernal Caches until you get it. Priority 4. Fix your runes. Swap to Sirthul runes. Quick fix. Noticeable impact on ultimate reset consistency. Priority 5. Get Vehement Brawler Ring Replace. Ring of Starless Skies with a legendary ring that has Vehement Brawler aspect. Farm for this or craft it at the Occultist. Bonus. Amulet with Frigid Finesse. When you can, upgrade your amulet to one with Frigid Finesse passive instead of maximum life. Complete these fixes in order and your build will go from struggling to dominating. Expected results. What changes? Once you make these changes, here's what you should see immediately. Your ultimate will reset consistently. Every rotation, like clockwork. No more waiting around hoping it comes back. Your energy pool stays full. You'll be able to spam Flurry without ever running dry mid-fight. Your damage output increases dramatically. The correct ring tempers plus Vehement Brawler means you're hitting way harder and killing way faster. Dark Shroud stacks translate into actual damage. You'll feel the difference immediately when those stacks start melting enemies. Survivability improves significantly. Max res thresholds are met. Resource generation is smooth, and you're no longer vulnerable during combat. This build should handle Pit 100+ without issues once these fixes are in place. If you're still struggling after making all these changes, then we need to look at playstyle and rotation, but the build itself will be solid. That's Build Roast, Episode 1. We took a struggling Flurry Rogue, identified 5 major mistakes, and gave you the exact roadmap to fix them. If you follow this checklist, your cooldown reset problem disappears. If this helped you, smash that like button and subscribe. More Build Roast episodes are coming, and I want to review your build next. Drop a comment with your class, your main issue, and what content you're struggling with. We'll pick one for the next episode. Join our Discord for build discussions and optimization help. Link in the description. Now go fix that Flurry Rogue and let me know how it performs. See you in the next one.